When buying items in either line, always enter code Aceface in the Support a Creator tab. This will make it so 5% of the purchase will support me at no extra cost to you, so I appreciate it a lot. Hello everybody, my name is Aceface, I am in the Paladin. The Paladin is an awesome ship. It's an all-round powerful ship, tanky, high DPS, relatively good tracking for a battleship. It is a beast of a ship, costs a bit more than the average battleship. Hull in of itself costs about 1.2 billion right now, plus minus a few hundred million here and there. Total ship cost I've got right here is 1.6 billion. This is the ship I currently use for hunting Triglavians, and I think it's a really great ship at specifically doing that. It's really great. Very, very strong, very good range, so I can sit up really far away, snipe the fools, and still feel good and not take too much damage. This guy is also very good in the L4 missions, and I wanted to try some L4 missions. It's a very long time since we did L4 missions, so I wanted to give it a go. Sort of make this fit a little bit more, how do you say, L4 mission optimized. So that's what I was thinking of doing here. We go here, we've got the Heavy Stasis Grappler, the Federation Navy Stasis Grappler. This is the fit we were using for the events in the Crimson Harvest previously. So these like seasonal events, so we've been winter events. This is a similar type of fit I use for it. It's high DPS, you see here, with the Conflagration 2.5k DPS, pretty good. This is my L4 mission fit that I had before. I've been making quite a lot of videos in the past on this here. So we go here, it's got really overdone DPS here. DPS off the charts, 4 damage modules here, plus the extra one here. It's, you know, what I've got right now is a fit that is a bit more optimized, how do you say, towards the Triglavian hunting because of the rigs. Actually, no, I swapped out a rig, so in actuality, we are in a very high DPS fit here. But we've still got quite a few modules that are buffing the tracking, because back in the day here, I sort of downplayed the importance of tracking and sort of overestimated, I feel, the need of DPS. So you can see I've replaced then one of these modules here with a tracking enhancer. Otherwise, you've got tank, capacitor, battery. Yeah, it seems otherwise pretty similar. It's not really a big difference if you compare the two fits here, but very good tracking is what we have. So probably I want to remove this and put a tracking enhancer so we can get some mid-range. Then again, it could be good to have those webs in case you want to destroy stuff that's really close to you. But there's different ways you can handle this. Very different ways you can handle this. Let's give it a go with the tracking computer, and then perhaps we'll see later that we don't need it, or we could use that web in a later point in time. We'll see. Optimal range script, or do we maybe already have it here? No, we don't. Optimal range script. And then we tracking speed script. There we go, good. And I actually have some of these overseer vials here that we don't need anymore. Can sell these. They're like a blue loot, so they've always got a constant value. Good. Alright, let's give this a go. We've got some systems that we can approach that are very close to G2 that you can do missions in. You can go in the mission tab. Yeah, and Orster is definitely a possibility here. We can give this a go. If it feels good, then we'll do more missions in a security status system that is low. In the 0.5, you get the best amount of loot. I want to see here if missions have changed at all, because I know they've done a lot of redos of the UIs, but I'm not sure. I don't think that anything has really been changed in the missions. Could possibly, however, be some visual changes. I know that's possible. All these gas clouds, I've seen some of the anomalies, the nullsec anomalies, they've had their visuals altered quite drastically. So those havens and everything, we should check them out, because I haven't actually made any videos on the new quote-unquote havens or the new style of anomalies. So we should actually check that out in a different video. But in the meantime, we'll have the Paladin go and check on the missions first. Oh, we need to refresh the PI. You know, in real life time, I've not been playing EVE Online for quite a long time because of a lot of work stuff and a vacation that's been going on recently. So I've not really been on my computer as much as I usually do. Go and install the program. And about the same location, that's good. They need to be producing these PIs, they need to always be producing. Even with the 1 week cycle, I can sometimes forget to keep them going. But that's why I like keeping them in the 1 week cycle, because with the 1 week cycle, even if you don't have time to reset them or don't really feel like logging into Eve, it's still alright. It's still alright. Not every day I feel like logging into Eve. I don't like to play too much, because if I play too much it gets boring. I like to say it for very specific times and it becomes a lot more interesting. Probably some of you guys can relate. Especially with the way Eve is right now, there's not a lot of extreme stuff going on in the game. If there was a lot more stuff, then maybe I would play a bit more often, but I need to have lots of new events to play for a long time. Otherwise, when it's the same stuff that we've been doing for a long time, then I prefer to play just now and then. Otherwise, it gets a bit too boring. And Ian Oyster. Open up that planet there. Install the program. Then we do it there too. Install the program. There we go. That's all it was. And now we can don't even have to touch this for 1 week. But ideally, I would like to refresh them before 1 week, because the production is much higher at the beginning. You can see here. We'd want to refresh it sometimes here so we can capitalize on this high production rate. If we wait all the time, then a lot of the portion of this factory consuming or extracting resources are going to be around this region here where it's low. So ideally we don't want that. Okay, back to the alpha missions. We're here, ready to go with Morger Malois. Let's see what he's got. Infiltrated outposts. However, we do not want that. It's an ignored one. Damsel in distress. Ooh, this is a good mission. Good mission. Dank loot, dank cash for the amount of time it takes. Opportunities. Let's go. This mission is a mission that is a very classic mission, you could say. It's a classic mission that many blitzing mission runners have run a lot. Like the people who really hyper farm these missions, they have done a lot of this damsel in distress mission, but just because of the amount of, you could say, potential earnings for how little you have to do in this room. In our case with the Marauders, they are quite unique in some ways. For missions, you can do missions in a different kind of way than typical blitzing people, because people who are blitzing missions, getting the missions done as quick as possible to get as much ISK as possible from the mission rewards, they do that. But with Marauders, since you have so much DPS, pretty good range, pretty good tracking, pretty good tank, often you can sort of do a full clear style of missions, destroying everything, getting as much as you can from each mission. The bounties, it can be sometimes worth your time because of how powerful these guys are. So you don't need to take any shortcuts to complete the mission as quick as possible. You're earning the ISK in a different way. That's how I sometimes like to do when I feel like it. When I'm in the mood for just wrecking, absolutely destroying NPCs, then I feel like that. It can be good to do it in the case of the damsel in distress. I know that there's a special guy who can spawn in. I believe his name was Zor. He can drop a very good implant if you have good RNG. Is it a clan member or the faction member? Alright, there we go. We've got all the bad guys here. So the way you would do if you want to blitz this mission, it would be to just destroy that one over there. However, if you would not want to blitz it, you can destroy all the NPCs. The thing that is a bit risky when going for this thing straight away is that the more of these NPCs spawn in, the more you destroy this cruel garden here, the more NPCs will come in. Eventually they'll be overwhelming you. But if you already destroy them beforehand, then you won't have that issue. So here I can feel that like we don't need that second web so much. Maybe if we have these guys here. Oh, we are still able to one-shot him. That's pretty good. Not a very good... he's not got very good speed or transversal. Krul. Let's get Krul. Oh, one-shot like that. Look how... This Paladin is a real pro at destroying these NPCs. Oh, look at that. Just one-tapped him like as if it's nothing. That's good. I like that. Paladin is an absolute beast. So you see, this is why it can be very satisfying to do some of this full clear style. We're going to go with full clear style here, and we know what, we're also going to deploy the MTU, so we can get a little bit extra loot than we otherwise would without grabbing everything with the MTU. Okay, launch the conflag straight at them, right in their face. These Macarials, the Krulls, they've stolen the damsel, they've kidnapped her. Not good, not good. Their punishment is death. Death by lasers. Okay. But they can get scary. I have many times underestimated these guys. I've destroyed this whole pleasure garden here, and they've overwhelmed me and actually destroyed me. I believe I have lost a rattlesnake. If you go on my Zekil board, I have lost something. I think it was a rattlesnake, not 100% sure. It was not a nice loss. Multiple billions. Okay, so now you've destroyed all these NPCs. So this is where you can sort of attack this, and you won't get a lot of extra NPCs because the existing NPCs will still exist. They'll trigger more waves when we attack this one here. See these guys here, Spider Drone. That Spider Drone, that thing is nasty. Really, really strong webifying capabilities in that thing. Let's see if we can grapple this guy. Does he get? Are we able to track him? Because the Spider Drones are tiny. I'm not sure if it's actually possible to. Not sure if it is possible to really destroy that guy. But we can use our drones. That's a good thing about the Paladin. We've got tiny drones that can help us. So let's go for that. Just two-shot him, no problem. These battleships, they feel quite a bit easier than regular battleships, and you can tell that they are when you look at their bounty. You know, they're like less valuable. It's like B-tier battleships, you know. 250k is the kind of bounty you can find on some top-tier cruisers. So it's really low, a very, very low bounty for a battleship actually. Like the cruiser here, 100k, that's half the amount of a battleship. Usually it's like tenfold more when it comes to battleship versus cruiser bounty. I wonder how fast this guy's going. Is he going very fast, causing the drones to not able to hit him? Let's see if we can just attack this garden here. Oh, that's good. I think our web helped us ever so slightly. Let's recall our drones because those frigates, I can imagine they're going to go absolutely crazy. So there's that guy's door. You see him there? Ooh, look at that. A one shot like that. Ooh, that is nice. Look at these one shots. Guys, look at that. Look at this. Boom, a boom, a boom. Easy. Let's go for everything that's close. This Paladin, you know, he's deadly. He's deadly, very, very deadly. Even though it looks like nuclear explosions are going on in the face of this guy, he does not care. He goes straight through. Let's see, have we got any dank loot here? 2.5 million. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. So these assassin people seem to be pretty nimble. A lot of grazing shots on them. But it's okay. All things considered, all the other NPCs were very easy, so this guy's not too difficult. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Zor, it's time. It's time for you to get wrecked now. So let's get this guy here. You have to always lock up that wreck. You just want to be very specific. You want to make sure you don't lose the Zor wreck, because that is a very valuable, potentially very valuable wreck. Can be sometimes really bad, often very bad, but sometimes can be very valuable here. If I recall correctly, over 100 million ISK is possible, but I'm not sure what the drop is nowadays. If it is the drop, it's many years since I've done this to kill this guy, so we'll see. Yeah, you see him, not good. You got this Zor custom navigation link. It's not that good. I believe that it's called Hyperlink, the good one. Zor. Zor's custom. See this link? You can get Hyperlink. Yeah, this is the good one. Okay, so it was not 100 million ISK, but it was a pretty good loot either way. This hacker card can be useful in certain missions where they have acceleration gates that have shortcuts. We'll check here. We've got Damsel here. That's good. Then we go back to the Ian Worcester station. Actually, no. It's important to get the MTU first. We could actually help a lot because you see, it's actually pretty good how this mission is composed. All the NPCs are pretty close, so we can actually use our tractor beam and all these guys here to help out the MTU. So let's go salvage, see if we get anything decent here. I'm so used to salvaging everything because of the Triglavian hunting, you know. Alright, there we go. And we've got this in here. We can help out the MTU. Make sure everything gets close. Sort by distance. That's good. Now we can also use our Salvage Drones II. Spread out. Salvage everything. Lots of containers here. I like to assign the salvage drones to stuff that's far away, because then you can sort of utilize their mobility compared to us, who's a very slow ship here. We have, however, got an MTU and an MWD, so we are relatively mobile if you compare to all battleships, but we're still pretty slow. Even with an MTU, 700 meters, I mean, even with MWD, that is. There's a lot of abbreviations in E1 that can be a little bit difficult. Even with MWD, 700 meters a second is not the fastest, you know. Some frigates are able to get that speed cold. Okay, let's put all these drones all over the place, spread them out like cockroaches. I saw a meme today on Reddit. They're doing, you know, in China, they apparently have cockroach farms where they just farm these guys and have boxes. They shake the boxes and all the cockroaches fly out to make them continue to breed, or just harvest them or collect them. It's at least a process where they shake a box and they all come out. It looks pretty disgusting in my opinion. Who's not used to cockroaches? I can imagine to people who are used to cockroaches is not so disgusting, but for me it was pretty disgusting. And these drones remind me a bit of them. They're flying all over the place like the little greedy goblins they are. Okay, good. You should be a little bit more like paying attention when it comes to the MTU or the mobile tractor unit, because not mobile tractor unit, the tractor beam, just tractor beam without being mobile. It's not a mobile beam, because this is going to help us significantly with our cleanup time. There we go. Stop it there. And then switch over there. Good. It's good how the Marauders have a very large amount of possible locked targets. I noticed here one thing. We do not need to have 2 salvages. We could in fact have no salvages, but 2 tractor beams in my opinion would be the best. Then you could possibly have a salvager, but in some ways I can see it's very useful to have three mobile tractor beams, or the tractor beams, because you see it's taking still quite a long time for us to get everything done here. Okay, so we'll stop locking up all these targets here and just focus on a few select ones here. Let's just lock up everything that is far away that's salvageable. All these containers can be pulled in. Drones on the stuff that is far away. And then the rest we lock up everything that is close here. And we salvage away with our own capabilities there. It's unfortunate that many of the wrecks that are far away have loot in them, because if they didn't, then you sort of eliminate the possibility of needing to tractor them in when you salvage them with drones. It's a bit of a click fest to make sure everything comes in. It's just the way it is. That's the mission life for you. If you like clicking, this is a good profession for you. We can now try salvaging the rest of everything with our drones. That's a well extracted mission. Everything destroyed and everything salvaged. Nothing left. We're very environmentally friendly here. We're very environmentally friendly here. Recycling everything. Okay. Good. So then we've got that one there. 8 kilometers, 2.5 kilometers. I wonder how much loot we've got. If it's good, bad, intermediate. My guess is going to be a little bit meh. It's not going to be completely catastrophically low loot, but it will be a little bit like something, but not impressive. That's what these kind of things usually result in. Okay, good. And then we pull in that one too, 8 kilometers away. And then a little bit playing a little bit juggling game with the MTU and my salvage beam, or the tractor beam. Pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in, MTU, pull in. Good. Let's see, what is it? 9 million. You see, it's like something, but it's like nothing crazy. How much do we have in salvage materials here? Is it something? Is it something? You can see here, you look at these things here. 240k, so it's like nothing. Logic circuit. Yeah, that was really nothing. Not at all worth the effort whatsoever. 2 million ISK. Not nice. And this is my usual... this thing, you need to be careful. This is very illegal, this thing here. This is my usual experience with looting, salvaging, with most L4 missions and anomalies. Not all of them, some stick out, but I usually find it a lot more valuable to just loot them and not bother with the whole salvage business. I think it just takes a bunch of unnecessary time. Pitfall, oh, that is nice. 4 million ISK right there. What is something that is big that we can skip out on here that takes a lot of unnecessary space? The thing is, I don't want to drop stuff because then this guy is going to pick everything up. So a bit of a problem here. Can we quickly and then quickly jettison? And then quickly before the MTU, yeah, that's good. Because you do not want the MTU to pull in everything that we drop out. It'll just pull in that cargo container straight away. So now we can sort of manage what we need, what we don't need, sort by estimated price, and then we can just look what is the bulkiest versus non-bulkiest item. Like this stuff here, just to look, what is this, 9 cubic meters? Okay, not so much there. What about here? Anything here that is sort of bulky? We can just scroll here, and we'll know that it's worth nothing really. 85k, so we can just, all this stuff can be thrown away essentially. Like that. So you just cargo container, and then I take the concussion compacts back because they're actually quite valuable. And then we can also try to fill in everything that does not fit in here. Type D restrained does not fit in here, so we'll leave it there. And we've almost picked up everything with 6.9k minuscule ISK to waste. It's alright. Paladin here, very, very environmentally friendly for space rubbish. We want to keep it clean here. Alright, so that was the Damsel in distress mission. We have 4k loyalty points, 791k ISK, and so basically 1.5k ISK. Let's check the LP value of this. Probably not the most. We can go, it is for the... What is this for? Galente Federation, but what is this? Rodin Shipyards. I'm going Rodin Shipyards on my second monitor. I'm just looking at my second monitor here. Rodin Shipyards. Here, and then I look buy prices because I don't want to have to manage orders there. Yeah, so you can get something, 1.2 ISK per LP, it's something, but nothing crazy. So essentially we're getting like 6 million ISK maybe from this whole mission, something like that. Again, nothing crazy, but it is something. It is something. And then you think of like the loot and especially the modules and the bounty. Okay, I guess we get like 10-15 million ISK extra. Not sure how much bounty we'll get, but something like that. Damsel in distress. Alright, so that's it for this mission here. We're just gonna complete it, and that's it for now. A Damsel in distress mission. Minuscule ISK, something, and we can also convert a lot of our old ISK that we've got previously we've sort of collected in there. But otherwise, we're not going to really do much more here. See if we can find any more interesting missions next time. If you learned something new or enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.